of the Anthropocene, and who is technology and technical studies responsible to? Is it just the client of the building, or is there a larger responsibility of architectural technique now?
Okay, I'm going to just describe the unit trip, the studio trip, and the program. We will be going to Mostar, which is here on the 22nd and 23rd of October. Mostar is part of Bosnia and Herzegovina, the former Yugoslavian Republic, which has since, as you're aware, there was a war from 92 to 95, and since then it has undergone kind of transformation. It used to be a very diverse city, and it's now become one which is increasingly divided with more and more separating infrastructures. This is just to give you an idea about the city. This is, you see on the left, you'll see minarets. On the top of the mountain, you see a Christian cross, and on the right, you see a Franciscan abbey, which is Christian but designed to be look like a Muslim building. It's all about this power of symbol over space. The city is divided. There are no walls. It's a kind of mental division, which is getting more and more entrenched. That's a map of the city. The east is Bosnian, the west is Croatian, and these are some of the symbols, the icons that people are asserting this power and division with. The city is bits of it have been repaired, others aren't. This was a photograph I took in August. This is the Sniper Tower. So there are still traces, or very obvious traces of conflict. There are buildings which have been completed and have never been used. This is a department store which is just sitting in the middle of the city. These are different symbols of what's going on in the city. The bottom left is a very famous image. The whole city got together to make a sculpture, and they decided to recreate Bruce Lee as a sort of signal that they didn't want to have conflict. They could all like Bruce Lee. Against the background of what's going on now is an amazing history from the Tito's period, when he commissioned, General Tito commissioned a whole series of really beautiful monuments across the whole of Yugoslavia to commemorate the Second World War. And this is really a very optimistic, it's a real search for architectural form that could make a new identity for a country. So these are just some of the examples of some of these monuments. We will be seeing some of these on our trip. They're all very interesting formal experimentation in architecture. It's not to do with reference or historicism, it's to do with identifying a problem and making a structure that expresses that. When we're in Mostar, we'll be working very closely with ADA Group, which is a local architectural and art NGO, who will be in a way our client. We will also be working along, or you will be working alongside students from Sarajevo and Stockholm, so there'll be about 60 of you taking part in a 3-day workshop. Part of what we want to do as an approach of looking at the city, this is an aerial view of Mostar, is to take a series of 2, 3, 4 kilometer walks across the city to expose the differences in the grain so that you actually walk the site and begin to understand what's going on. This is one of those walks, which is, you know, from the distance looks pretty innocuous, but what you're looking at is a disused aviation factory, a bridge, planes were taken across the bridge, and the red arrow is actually this. These are entrances to extraordinary, huge, abandoned tunnels that were made to store airplanes. This gives you an idea of the kind of scale of our interest. We're looking for students who are very committed to making and intervening. We really believe in making architecture as a way of moving beyond the sort of problems a place like this is facing. So that's very much an emphasis right from day one. The first exercises we're going to give you are going to be about identifying, looking at the scale of the city, and then proposing, making, and drawing. So this is the other view. This is this strange runway that curves its way through the landscape and ends in the hill. Just finish with a couple of images of Mostar, and a little image about, I guess, the profiling of students we're looking for who should be fearless, I think, not afraid to make fools of themselves or make mistakes, and also just be open to developing your own intuitions. We'll be here to develop work with you, to sort of build your ideas, to help you come up with narratives and concepts, and also to help you find appropriate architectural language, material language, to develop the scale of your project. The trip, I think I've said the trip, we've put a conservative figure of £450 all in. I think last year we said something similar and it worked out to be £390 or something. But this would be covering your flight, your travel, your accommodation, and some excursions and lectures that will be given to us. Thank you.
Any questions?